I don't think anybody's coming. Or is anyone else replying?
I know, but that's okay. All right, we are recording. Welcome to our Delta Fire March team call. I am super excited for this because Becca is going to talk to us about just some mindset changes, things that she's doing this time around with coaching, just what's working for her, and just give us like kind of her best practices and tips. And more on that in a second. But that's why this call is at noon. Becca works nights, so noon kind of worked best for us. And obviously with her talking, kind of got to be available to speak. Can't be at work and do it. So this is definitely being recorded. I will get the recording link in the team page ASAP because I know a bunch of people want to watch it. So quick announcements. I'm going to do our recognition for all of February after this call and get it posted. I know there were some huge numbers. The cup team that Bethany, Holly, Amy, and Julie were on, and there was one other person, but I don't know who it was. It was from a different team. They rocked. Like, their SC numbers were insane. So big congrats to you guys. Huge congrats to Becca also, because she had six SC points. We kind of got a little screwed up on the volume situation, but that's okay. We've all done that. And big congrats to Lorelai. And Amy hit SC, Suzanne hit SC. So it was a really good month. So I'll get that stuff posted. And then also just wanted to mention, I am promoting for next challenge group to start. I'm looking at my calendar on my refrigerator, sorry, on March 23rd. A lot of us have spring break the week of the 16th, so I kind of wanted to wait till after that to start it. But you guys, feel free to promote for that if you want to. If you want to swap the dates around a little bit, go for it. The way I'm going to be doing it is I will be adding these people, kind of how I did most of last year, like as a new wave into either our virtual gym group, the Elevate group now on Facebook, or the initial group that I started on the app. I'm going to keep that one going as well. And then that second app group, we can transfer those people after their first 60 days. We'll transfer them to the other app group, just to have one that's like an ongoing group instead of ending up with like a bajillion groups. So anyway, 23rd, that's when that's going to be starting. I'm kind of brainstorming names. If anybody has suggestions, feel free. I had one pop in my head earlier and I honestly can't remember what it was. Oh, it was something about teaching to scale, because that's like my whole new mindset. And I've been so excited to actually not weigh and be okay with it. So, but anyway, other announcements. After the call, I'm going to really dig into 10 rounds information and type up a document. I know Christina has a whole bunch of stuff planned with prep groups, test group, call for the team, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to gather all that info and post it in our team page. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention yet to it, so I'll get that in there for you. And the main thing for this call, I didn't want to say a whole lot. I want Becca to be able to talk. So for those of you who don't know Becca Ford, she is a friend here that is local to me. Not many of you are here in Tennessee with me, so it's exciting. But Becca actually was in a different spot on the team, like up above me, but under the person that was my coach anyway. Kind of switched things up a little bit, but she has been doing Beachbody workouts for 5 years now. I'll let her tell you a little bit about her story too, but has lost 70 pounds. And as of, what was it, yesterday, I think you messaged me that you were with Reset now, in the first week of Reset, she's at her lowest weight, like since starting her Beachbody journey. That's so exciting. So she is definitely a product of the products. She is kind of restarting her coaching journey. She did a little bit years back and kind of got in a weird mindset about it. And I think that's what I really wanted her to speak on, was what has changed this time and why. So Becca, I'm going to mute myself. Actually, I might, yeah, I'll mute myself. I'm going to turn it over to you. Go for it, girl.
Hey, Thanks. And if you hear my dogs barking in the background, it's because they see somebody outside. So sorry. I didn't think that they would do that. Forgot about that. So a little bit about me is where I want to start. Like Kim said, I did lose 70 pounds, and yesterday was the lowest weight I have been ever since I can remember. I mean, I don't even know. Well, I didn't weigh myself as a kid, so who knows where I was there. But yeah, I hit my lowest, and the reset has been great to get my mindset back in the right eating. Um, but as I told Kim earlier, the reason why I started my journey is because my mom 5 years ago had to have the stent in her heart replaced the second time. It was 80% blocked. Once again, first time was 90, this time was 80. And I knew if at that moment, if I hadn't changed what I did, that I would be right there eventually. I mean, down the road, of course, but I knew I was on that track to heart disease, diabetes, everything, thyroid problems. So I signed up. I did it. I didn't really get serious about it until like maybe a year after. I mean, I was doing it, but I wasn't like all the way in. And then something just clicked, and I was like, okay, I got to do this every day. And now, of course, it's easy. I've made it a habit. So, um, but I really did it for me and for preventive health. With coaching, like she said, I did start out with another coach, and it was definitely a different mindset that I have now. And it may have been because of external factors. I had a lot going on at work at the time. I wasn't able to completely give my all to it mentally, because I mean, it is a big mental thing when you're trying to help others. So I did well for like maybe a month or two, and I just wasn't consistent. I wasn't inviting. I wasn't doing the vital behaviors that we're supposed to be doing. So I eventually just fell off the wagon with coaching. And it kind of left a little sour taste in my mouth. I won't lie. I mean, it did for a little while. Um, but something changed with me, I guess, really last August. Um, well, I'll get in that in a minute. Sorry. I got to look at my notes. So like I said, I started my journey because of my parents. But growing up, my parents were very negative. They have a very pessimistic outlook in life, and I'm sure that that's what I've gotten that from them, because I mean, we all, we end up like our parents. So I had a very negative outlook towards coaching. My thought was, I can't find anybody. There's nobody out there I can help. That like I can't do this. So that's when I kind of stopped. And that's you cannot look at coaching that way at all. I mean, if you portray whatever you think, that's what you're going to manifest, and that's what I did. I couldn't find people because that was my mentality. So I've really changed my mindset 100% since a couple years ago when I tried it. And what really started the mindset shift was in fall of 2018, I started going to yoga. I don't go as much now, but I started going to yoga, and that's where I was really able to master my mindset, because a lot of it is about connecting your mind and your body. And I would notice there would be times like at work where it was a stressful situation, and I would have reacted differently, and I would have been, upset, but I was actually able to stay calm. I think that that was one of the biggest eye-opening events for me, is being able to understand I control how I react.
Mhm.
And I love yoga. I mean, it's been a great thing for me. I don't go as much now, but because I focus more on my beach body workouts. Um, but I've always kept up with my workouts ever since the beginning, even going to yoga and everything. But I kind of strayed from the nutrition, and then last August when Morning Meltdown come out, that's when I focused on my nutrition. I I gained back about 20 pounds. And when I started Morning Meltdown, I went all in. I went pescatarian. I was all for it. And Morning Meltdown was like 80-day obsession. When we did 80-day obsession, it was life changing. That's how Morning Meltdown was for me.
Yeah.
So when I I really focused in on that, I lost about 15 pounds then. which that really got me back into the mindset of, okay, this is what I need to do. I can't just go out and eat and drink and do whatever I want to, like we all want to do. So it was definitely life changing. And I feel like we always have those moments where it's a weight loss journey. It's not a destination. For me, it's always going to be something that's in my life. I'm always going to be doing this, and we're always going to, backslide and then get back on the, it always happens. And that's even what I've been telling my one challenger that I have now in our group. I'm like, she's like, I'm sorry, I know you're disappointed in me, but I'm like, that's life. Like, you have to take it like that. So the biggest thing that has helped me get my mindset back into coaching and helping others was the book "You Are a Badass at Making Money," and by Jen Sincero. So I'm very open-minded. I know I was raised in a very closed-minded family. My father is a Baptist preacher. He's very set in his ways. Both my parents are. So for me, I'm kind of like the black sheep of the family because I am very open-minded. I see things more of a whole than it has to be this way. So when I was reading You Are a Badass at Making Money, like Jen Sincero she's awesome for one. But it was very eye-opening for me because I'm not a very religious person, and I guess it because I was raised very strict, very, you have to believe in this or else. So I'm not very religious, but I love how she makes it out like it doesn't matter if whatever you believe in, we all believe in the same thing, and she calls it universal intelligence, or like the universe. And that's what really stuck to me. I was like, oh yeah, that's better than saying one thing. So the big moment, my aha moment, I call it, I was driving down 40 on my way home, and she's like, somewhere in the book, she says, everything is out there already in the universe that you need. You just have to be open for it. And I was like, oh, yeah, there are people out there for me to coach. They are out there. I just have to be able to be open for them to come to me. So it was really like, yes, like I know that I have student loan debt. I would love to have another way to pay that off. And she talks about people with businesses and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to start a business. Like that's not me. But when it's like, coaching is always back there in the back of my mind because I love doing it. I love fitness. I love health. Like it's my biggest thing. I was like, okay, I've got to give this another try. Like I know I can do this. And I think that was like around January. I think that's when I switched to Delta Fire. But that was really like, yes, I've got to do this. But in the book,
oops, sorry, can I hop in and say something real quick? Because what I noticed, I mean, we were talking about switching you anyway, strictly from a discount coach standpoint, and then it was like, all of a sudden, I mean, I think we had talked about coaching like a few weeks prior or something. And I remember asking you something, well, what is it that you don't like about it? Or why don't you want to like try coaching again? And you said something that really stuck out to me. And you were like, I'm just not open to getting new challengers. Like, I don't want them. I just don't want them. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird, like, I was like, I've never had anybody say that to me, but okay. And then literally like a couple weeks later, your mindset was completely different. And just what you just said, I was like, what happened? Like in the span of a week or two here, we just signed you back up as a discount coach. And now like you're talking about enrolling this person, and you got this person interested in like coaching stuff. I was like, what happened in the meantime? So that's really good to hear, which book spoke to you and like just what it is that clicked, I think, for you. So, because to me, it was a drastic difference all of a sudden.
Yeah. And I've never had a book do that to me either.
Yeah.
So, I've read the book like a couple times too. That's the thing. Like I have it on my Audible and I listen to it like, at least once a year. I mean, I'm listening to it again now. So it'll be like probably 3 times this year. but yeah, it was definitely like night and day. So,
Yeah.
um, but it is all about mastering your mindset and being open to what is out there, because there is people out there to help. There's plenty of people. I mean, America is like the biggest obese country ever. So, I mean, there's plenty of people out there. And I would oftentimes compare myself to other people too. And you can't do that, especially in this business. Like, even within our own team, I'm like, oh my God, her post is so amazing. I can't do that. But then I listened to a call with like Christina, and she's like, this person is diamond coach, but she doesn't post that much on social media. She does all it in the background. And it's not like, you can't, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's another thing that I've really come to realize too. Like, I'm different from you. I'm different from Suzanne. Like, we're all different. We all do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to speak to someone else who's went through the same things I've went through.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was, yeah, definitely where it was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
So another big thing that I've been doing too, and it's kind of what she has, she talks about in the book, is visualizing what you want. And I know I've told you this, like this number 8 is my number, because that's what it takes to get to diamond. So, so it's like, I focus on it. When I journal every day. I started journaling in January because I felt like my mental state was not where it needed to be, because the holidays and work, we have a new product coming out, and it was extremely stressful, and I felt like I was relying too much on my friends and alcohol. So, I started journaling in January. I've never done this in my life, ever. So when I journal, I take one of the bar cards and I use that, as my focus. But then I'll write out, the number 8, and I'll write out, I'm grateful for, the universe sending me, customers to help with their fitness journey, or I'm grateful, whatever grateful for at the moment, because we also have to be like thankful for those things also, the things that are going to come. But writing it down and visualizing it and making it part of your mantra it's really helped me. It's helped me stay in that mindset too, because it's hard for me to have a positive mindset all the time. I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Especially at work, I'm a manager of 15 people that sometimes act like children. So it's really hard for me to stay in that mindset. So doing this every day and focusing on my goals and what I'm grateful for and what I'm wanting from the universe, that's very important for me. Because even like last week, one day, or maybe it was Sunday when I woke up and I was just in a terrible mood. That was hard.
Yeah.
I mean, we have those days,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like being able to jump back or come back from it and not stay in there.
Are
Okay.
you going over like your mantra and affirmations and all that kind of stuff like every morning or every night? Like, do you have a set time that you do it each day? I'm just curious.
Usually in the mornings, like when I journal, that's when I really do it. And if I like at night when I'm going to bed, because I like to practice like breathing at night when I'm trying to go to bed. So usually then. And then if I go to yoga, I mean, like last night I told you my mantra during my yoga session, which that was an amazing yoga class.
Yeah.
We did breathing afterwards. I've never experienced a class like that. So that was very helpful. Okay, so I had to switch to my second page of notes. So don't worry. And a lot of my notes are from her book because I have been reading it over again, but it's a lot of what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have faith that you're going to accomplish your goals. And I think that that's a big thing for me when it comes to coaching. Like, coming up at work, I went from just an agent to a lead to a manager within the last 4 years, I'd say 4 or 5 years. So that was very tangible. I could see that. I knew exactly what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And that was easy. But with coaching, it's like you have to think of it the same way. You're like, okay, I want to do this. This is what I need to do. And for me, I couldn't see it before. And I don't know if it was me or the leadership or whatever it was. It was probably me because I was doing too much at the time. but you really have to have faith that you're going to be able to get there. And you have to be grateful for what is to come and what you've been through already. A big thing with the last few months, though, it has been being open to whatever is to come, because there's stories in the book where she talks about that she wanted to manifest $10,000 within a week, and she had a set way of how it would go, of how she was going to make that money. And in the end, it's not how she got it. She still got it. It's not double, but we have to be open to, yes, this is what I want to do, but whatever way that we're going there. I mean, I could say, yes, I want this person to be my customer, and I know that they're going to buy, but they don't. But then we have somebody else that comes out of the blue, like I've had before, and say, oh yeah, I'm ready to buy. Let's do it. I mean, you really have to be open and grateful for whatever comes out or comes your way. And even like with coaching, like, yes, coaching is, I think it's a great avenue for me, but who knows where it's going to lead me in the next 10 years. I mean, you got to be open to everything that's to come. Hopefully it's coaching, but you never know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And I'm getting ready to read that book, The Universe Has Your Back. And I feel like it's going to be, from what I know about the book, a lot along those lines too. Like what you put out into the universe, you know, you've got to put out what you want and be open and, you know, willing to receive what it gives you, you know? And yeah, I think it's really interesting. And, you know, relating that to kind of like my story too. I mean, most of y'all know, like, I never thought I was going to actively coach. I was like, I got to vet practice. Like, I don't have time to do this, you know, and look what happened.
Yeah. And that's exactly, you never know. I mean, I didn't have any plans as a growing up of what I was going to do, but I mean, now that I'm 32 and I'm a manager, like that was never on my radar. So even when I started ADT, I hated it. But I mean, almost 10 years later, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So we never know. So before I was coaching, I didn't have that open mindset. I was very closed off, and I would assume that's why I didn't find customers, because that's how I was going at it. Self-talk is a huge one too. I know that we talk about it all the time, that you have to have positive self-talk. But it's hard, very hard. Because I will find myself a lot of times very discouraged, and it's like the things that I'll say to myself are very negative, and you can't be like that and expect things to happen. So I know there was one post where we were talking about Diamond. I think it was the leadership thing, and I was like, oh, I hope I'm there or something. I'll try to. And somebody was like, no, you will be there. And it kind of like, it was like, oh yeah, I have been, like, the whole time since January. It's not if, or I hope, or I'll try. I feel like I have switched that too to I'm going to. Like, this is going to happen. And if we have that outlook, like, yes, I'm going to hit Diamond, it's going to happen. And even with the little things, even if it's just to ourselves, it's going to be able to manifest a lot easier if we're saying, oh, well, I tried. That means that you didn't make it, you know, or I can't, or you can't talk like that, even if it is to yourself. And I know that's hard. That's something that I struggle with daily. I mean, not just coaching, but life in general. So that's been a huge focus for me too. And I feel like even when we talk, it's very much like, yes, I'll get there. Like, it's going to happen type thing.
Yeah. And I think that has to do, like, that mindset a lot just with this whole health journey and just a healthy lifestyle in general. Even going back to what you said about, like, we're all going to fall off. We're all going to have weeks where we eat like crap. I mean, I was in New Orleans 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I ate all the cake, you know?
As you should.
Oh, well, I came back home, did a refresh, got back on track, you know? Like, and where was I going with that? I totally lost my train of thought.
People struggle too, because they think that they have to be on point all the time. And I'm like, no, I'm not on point all the time. Like, when we go on vacation, all bets are off. Like, you got to live your life too. I mean, within
And
reason.
I think knowing, and this goes with the coaching mindset too. I mean, you have a bad day, you've had a rough day, negative thoughts, whatever, knowing that, you know what, okay, that day's over. Let's refocus. Let's get back on track the very next day versus that drawing out to like 6 months later, you still haven't done anything, you know? And I think that just relates very well just in health and nutrition and everything and coaching activities.
Yeah. And I mean, I have my cousins like that. Like, if she has one bad meal, then she's off the wagon completely. And I'm like, just start back tomorrow. Like, it's
Yeah.
tomorrow's a new day. I mean, you have to take it one day at a time. It's life. It's, it's not a race.
Yeah.
Like, so, um, so another thing that really stuck out to me, and I know there was one call that I think with Christina, but don't take failure personally. And with coaching, you really have to take the emotion out, and that's something that I've really been trying to do, because before I would get so upset when someone didn't buy or didn't want to talk about it or they didn't whatever. But being able to take the emotional side out of it and not be upset whenever someone doesn't buy, it's just not their time. And I know we say that all the time. It's not their time. For me, it took the person that I was under, it took them asking me for like 6 months before I was finally like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Like, there was a sale going on, she reached out. Oh, okay. Yeah, then I bought in. So you can't take that personal, and that's definitely something that I've been trying to work on more. But with failure comes strength. I mean, how many times have I failed in my life or I've screwed up, and that's just only made me stronger as a person and as a coach, as a team manager at work. I mean, and I've failed a lot at work, trust me. So, a lot. But uh, so I think I've covered like the majority of my big points. But I just kind of want to recap, like, my thinking is completely different from the way it was. I am a lot more open. I'm ready to receive, I guess I could say.
Mhm.
Like, the way I'm looking at coaching in general and really life is, what I need is out there. The universe is abundant. Whatever I need is out there already, because I've thought about it already. So it's there. But I just have to be able and willing to, one, do the work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just going to come to me. for, for sure. I mean, sending those invites, having those conversations, even with people I haven't talked to in 15 years, like, I'm messaging them, hey, how's it going? We have to do the work also, but being just grateful and knowing that it is going to happen. It will. I mean, I have a goal and I'm putting in the work weekly, to get there. And I'm breaking it down by small goals also, because I've realized that I am very goal oriented. I'm an achiever on the Enneagram, if anybody knows what that is. So, and I was even thinking about this at work. It's like, at work, I am very much like small goals. I prioritize my day very much, like, to what I need to get done in the week. And I have to do that with coaching as well. So that's why I was telling you, I was like, I want to start doing this weekly, and I'm going to make a time to do it. And then also, like, daily, this is what I'm going to do to get to that big goal. And
Mhm.
being able to break it down, that's how it's helped me. I'm a thinker. I like notes, just like you can see. I like to write things out. So if I have a structure and plan, it's going to help me be more successful in the end. I mean, whether it's, June that I'm diamond or December, like, it's going to happen. I don't have any doubt about it. It's just, I've got to be open and willing for it to come to me. And I mean, since I've changed my mindset and everything, I did get 6 SC points last month. That's the first time I've gotten SC points in years. So, I mean, it's clearly working. It's it's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of time at this point, and me putting in the work and still being grateful and having the faith and keeping up with everything that I need to do on my side. So, I think that's about it that I have.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate it. And I love hearing all that too. Just, I have not read that particular book yet. I read her first one, just You Are a Badass. I know Suzanne read the second one, the money one too, and just loved it. And I need to read that second one too, because it sounds like it's made a big impact for a lot of people, especially for you. So that's awesome. Yeah. And I think it's funny when I hear you talk about being such a planner and such a note taker. You are so exactly like me in so many ways. Me too. One thing that really helped me, I remember, because I was very goal oriented at the beginning of my coaching too. It was like, I want to make X amount of dollars this month. And my biggest things right off the bat were rank. And for me, I mean, it just made sense. Like with your rank, it's going to come your income because you're bringing more people in, obviously, you know? So I really focused on rank, and that drove me like crazy because I wanted those darn jackets that you started getting at 5-star. Not gonna lie, that is what I wanted more than anything, was that 5-star jacket. So I drew it out. I was like, I gotta get a diamond, you know, and had my little chart, and filled in my people and all that kind of thing. Did the same thing for 1-star, 2-star, like every step along the way. And just having it actually written out in front of you, I feel like is such a big help. So yes, thank you. I think those were great tips. And mindset is just, I mean, it's such a huge part of it. And it's something that so many of us discount. I did at first for a long time. I never read a personal development book. I was like, I don't need that. Well, yeah, I do.
And with personal development, for me, I think it's really helped me get to the point that where I needed to be at work. Because, I mean, when I first started ADT, I was, 22 years old, 23 years old, and I had no idea what I was doing to be in leadership. Mm-hmm. So when I started doing Beachbody, and when personal development was such a big deal, that's what really helped me get to the point where I am at work also. It helped me get more of a mature mindset and be able to help others at work and deal with stressful situations, because, I mean, when you're managing people, anything can go wrong at any time. So
yeah, that's a really good point too. Yeah, just
it really helped me overall, not just work.
Yeah, use it in both areas of life, because, I mean, yeah, the vast majority of the people on our team aren't full-time coaches, you know. I mean, most people have other jobs. So yeah, using that in both environments, I guess, is good to think about too. So, and something about personal development too, which I say this a lot, but if you are reading a book and it is just not motivating you, not speaking to you, whatever, and this is my feeling, don't waste your time. Go read a book that is really going to click for you, or else you're just wasting time reading words on a page and it's not doing anything. Find those books and those authors that you click with, and for me, I love Jen Sincero. I really liked Grant Cardone because he's very just like to the point, like just freaking get it done, no sugarcoating, fuzzy wuzzy, I don't know what you call it, kind of talk, touchy feely stuff, just like do it. And that's what I like, so find those types of books that you like, and don't just try to read everything just because somebody else is doing it. Yes,
definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's been books that I've like either on Audible or ones that I've actually reading that I'm just like, I can't I can't do this. I had to put it down. I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. And I'm just going to throw it out there too. This is for purely selfish reasons, but I think you're going to be Diamond before the November Diamond.
Hopefully, because that's when I want to go. I want to go with you.
Yeah. Because I want
to be Diamond for 6 weeks.
And on that note too, that's what else I wanted to tell you guys. I'm glad you even mentioned Diamond and time frames and stuff, because some of you guys on the team are in Jamie's Wildfire Empire page. A lot of y'all aren't, because I don't add most people to that. It's kind of the older group of coaches that are in there. But I am not doing the same set of requirements that she is as far as that Diesel Nation leadership retreat, because I want as many people on our team that are pushing and that are working I want y'all to be able to go. I don't want any other kind of X amount of rank advancements, X amount of points, or I want you diamond. And like, that's it. You know, if you're hitting diamond, I'm going to assume like this is your own business too. You are the CEO of your business, right? You're going to need to be hitting Success Club. You're going to need to be recruiting coaches and doing things like that, hitting volume, just to have your own business on track. So I don't want to be the one to like set all those terms for you. Like, work your business and let's go have fun at leadership, you know? So diamond seriously is the only requirement. Excuse me. Lovely Tennessee sinuses. Yes, horrible. So I am looking at a few different houses for us to get so that we have our own little house. It's not going to be like super huge because I'm guessing there will probably be like, hopefully like 6 or 8 of us there. That would be amazing. And so I'm kind of looking at that size house. It will be like, we will all have to chip in on the house itself. The ones that I'm looking at, it looks like if we have that amount of people, you know, I don't know, because I haven't gotten the house yet, but it'll probably be like 300-ish. I'm guessing 350 kind of thing for us to all split the house. And what I'm wanting to do is like me go in and get all the food stuff that Christina's not providing, because there are a couple meals that they're providing, but most of it they're not. And then so like me get all the food stuff and fun drinks and, you know, whatever else you want, but have everybody kind of, you know, buy their spot base, I guess. I don't even know the right term to use, but anyway, pay for their portion of the house too. So, and I think that's what the majority of people are doing. So anyway, just to give y'all a heads up on that, I'm looking at some, of course, with a pool. I mean, I'm sorry, but we've got to have a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just that retreat last year. And I guess this is the reason that I want as many people there as possible, because it was such a good time for us to bond with each other as a small team, because we don't see each other that much except Summit, you know, which is amazing, but insanely crazy. You know, there's not really time to like sit and talk, you know, and just chill at Summit. And I love retreats like this where it's us in a small group just really bonding with each other, hanging out, you know, and then also you guys getting to meet everybody on Diesel Nation, you know, and really hang out with them too. And it was just so fun last year, just to be in that relaxed environment with everybody, hanging out by the pool. And the trainings that they had were amazing, top notch. They were really, really good. And it was one of the best events that I've been to. So yeah, I want everybody there.
What is the dates on that?
Oh shoot. I want to say, let me grab my planner. I think it's November 4th through the 8th.
And it's in Orlando, right?
It's in Orlando. I don't have it written down. I'm pretty sure it's November 4th through the 8th. It's a Wednesday, like everybody come in on Wednesday kind of thing and leave on Sunday. And so they did like a team dinner thing Wednesday night. And then Thursday and Friday they would do, at least this was this past year. I think the plan's kind of similar. Thursday and Friday, get up and do morning workouts. We are going to have a super trainer with us again. I don't know if it's going to be Megan again. It might be because she's in Florida. And she was awesome. It was so fun. Workouts. And then we kind of did a breakfast. And then we did a training kind of in the morning after everybody showered and stuff and came back and did a training. And then lunch and like full time, like hang out, you know. And so I think that's kind of going to be the same schedule. And then on Saturday, they have an optional Epcot day where a big group of them, I didn't go. It looks like they had a blast though. It is extra money. I want to say it was like $250. That totally might be wrong. I don't know. I didn't even look into it a ton to see what the ticket price was, but it is some like, it was like a food and wine day at Epcot or something like that. So anyway, that would be optional. What we did this past year, we all just hung out at the pool and just chilled.
That'd be a good day too.
Yeah, either way, it's great and fun. And it's November and why not be in Florida in the sunshine? And the neighborhood area, it's like this huge resort with all these massive houses, and it was just really nice to be right there, and like we would just walk down the street so to go to the main house. So I want to get one that's like walking distance, like really close, to not even have to get in the car, that kind of thing. But yeah, so anyway, that's the plan on that. I want everybody there though, because it's so fun. So just hang out and learn. And then we get to just chit chat with each other and mastermind with each other while we're there too. And hey, what's working for you? How's, plan stuff, like whatever we want to do. So anyway, that's that. I would need to look at houses more too. I have a lot of work to do today. So let's see. Is there anything else I was going to ask you though? I think that's the main stuff. Just
yeah, this was exciting. This is the first time I've actually spoke on a call, so I think it was great for me and great experience as well.
Well, thank you for doing it. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
definitely.
You took off. There was obviously a change, so I just wanted you to share that with us. So I'm excited to see where all of this goes for you.
Me too.
Use it to get all that student loan stuff paid off.
Right? God, such a racket. Don't get me started.
I know, right? Yep. Well, all righty. Well, thank you, Becca, for sharing everything. And we'll get this uploaded and let everybody else listen and get some great info and tips from you. So, all righty. Well, thank you so much. And like I said, I will get other stuff posted in the group today. And we'll get ready to have another good month.
Cool.
All right. And we need to get together soon, by the way.
We should.
Okie doke. Well, you
have to reset.
Do what?
After reset.
After reset. Yes. Reset. For sure.
Right.
All right. Well, you have a great rest of the day.
You too.
All right. Thanks, girl.
See ya.
Bye.